A 液と B 液を混ぜる作業。何度やっても手が震えてくる。
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Fruit Grisaia. Left on kind of a cliffhanger. I honestly feel bad about that, but I do want to keep my videos roughly 30 minutes. I know I'm gonna have to do some edits on some videos to shrink them down a little bit. Mostly since I think I've few of them I don't need to do some things in. I'm talking about one of the more recent things of Rabbi Ribby, I want to say. So, you guys will see what I mean in a bit. But great, I'm already off to a great start with the fact that I can't English. Anyway, let's continue onward.
頭皮のズキズキを想像すると憂鬱になってくるわね。でもこれをやらないと色が綺麗な金髪でいられないからな。
Is she trying to dye her hair?
やけどしたみたいに痛いけど仕方ないのよミチル。我慢しなきゃ。
Hello, Windows notification. I need to turn that off. I gotta remind myself to turn that off. Sorry about that.
ああ、そうだ。一応皮膚に保護のためのクリームを塗り塗りと。
Dab on the cream to protect my skin first. What? What? She's literally dabbing on the cream. I feel like I've misinterpreted this sentence for some reason, but at the same time I'm just imagining Mitsu dabbing on the cream for some reason, and Yuji just walks in and is like, yep, she's an idiot. Oh god. Okay. Okay, I have no idea what she's doing. Although it's not uncommon to hear someone who acts in bizarre or stupid ways derided as a space alien, as a general rule, the aliens I've seen in the movies possess advanced intelligence surpassing humanity's. In some, they're even depicted as virtual gods, manipulating genetic sequences to control human evolution. Do aliens exist? If you ask scientific authorities on this subject, they'll tell you in all likelihood, yes. But just as the children's eyes begin to sparkle, the scientists tack on a malicious afternote. Not that they're anything like what you're thinking. Even if we do find some alien water flea around on a distant planet, I can't imagine it will inspire too passionate a response from the general public. The people don't want a ripoff like that for their ET. What they want is a simple but by-the-book alien. Okay, sure. Although I've experienced a wide range of auditory stimuli in my time, this is quite the ear-splitting shriek. There's nothing no, I am not reading today. There's considerable distance between me and the source, so there's no damage to my eardrums. But if I had to approach, I'd need to prepare myself a decent set of earmuffs. A pretty decent set of earmuffs, ugh. Compared to the 120 decibels produced by the engine of a civilian aircraft, this is no match in pure volume, but when you consider the sheer unpleasantness factor, it's a pretty competitive match. Is she dyeing her hair? What is she doing? Again? Mind explaining to me what's going on? Ceremony? What? How long is a while? Several days? Weeks? I don't think that's a good comparison, but I guess it just proves the point that just because it's important doesn't mean it goes on for a while. What exactly is that woman doing, other than shrieking like a banshee? I don't know about that.
変な声出してマザーシップとコンタクトしてるんじゃないかって踏んでるのよさ。まあ一種の儀式だわな。
Yes, because that's how you contact the mothership. You scream loudly for everyone to hear. I can just imagine her opening up the window. And if you guys have seen like that groundhog or whatever animal that it, I think it's a beaver, I don't even know what it is. The scream where the one's just like, ah! That's the first thing I can think of when she just opens up the door to try to, quote-unquote, contact the mothership. Communicating with the stars, eh? I see. Plausible. That woman is definitely a little out of the ordinary.
そうそう、ちょっとね、あれなのよ、おつむか。
Oof. I don't think you should necessarily talk.
そうなのよね、強くね、言えないと思うのよね。
Necessarily. I'm somewhat interested in the nature of this ceremony. Let's take a look.
私はチルチルのあんな姿を見たくないから失礼するのよさ。
Like that? Like what exactly?
口では説明できないのよ。だからその目で確かめてくるがいいのよさ。
The only thing I can imagine right now, based on what I've read, is the fact that she is dabbing on cream at the moment. I don't think that's how it was supposed to be written still, but whatever. Maybe I misread it, I don't know. I see. Then I'll do just that. As I approach Michiru's room, I notice a strange stench in the air. This is foul. Some kind of gas? The membranes of my nose twitch in response, and my body recalls the tension it's known in the field. I did receive training to retain the capacity for action even when caught in a cloud of tear gas, but it doesn't matter how much training you have. The irrepressible coughing and runny nose, the pain in your eyes, and the irritation of your skin will always lower your effectiveness. No, my mistake. This isn't gas. I thought it might have been dispersed pepper spray, but that seems to be a misjudgment. The odor is terrible, but it's not dense enough to affect my... What's this? The ceremony Makin is talking about? I still don't know what she's trying to do. I think she's dyeing her hair. Or dabbing on the cream, but maybe it just hurts her to dab. It hurts? What's that supposed to mean? This ceremony? Don't tell me it involves human sacrifice. Okay. When you think of human sacrifice, the Mayan civilization is what comes to mind. Them are Aztec. In order to offer tribute to the god of the sun, it's said that they would paint a human being blue and gouge out their still beating heart. It's been a while since I've read up on their sacrificial techniques, but that doesn't seem out of the ordinary, I guess. But ceremonies like that should have been of ancient history by now. And in the first place, we're in Japan here, you know? It's hard to believe, but if Michiru happens to be... if Michiru happens to have painted her body blue, then it's bingo. Look, she emerged! I immediately tumbled my way across the hall with a skillful shoulder roll and hide myself in the shadows, silencing the sound of my breath. What? In this moment, I know fear. Not the fear of death or the fear of darkness. This is, in fact, a variety of terror completely new to me. To explain its nature concisely. What the hell is this? Michiru's body was not in fact dyed blue, which is all well and good, but rolls of cling wrap were draped all around her head. From inside, a mysterious sap drips out and yeah, I think she was dyeing her hair. Just as Makina said, Michiru's eerie, irregular movements are reminiscent of a space alien. This must be the particular variety of terror that accompanies a close encounter of the third kind. If I'm discovered, all bets are off. It's that sort of fear. Michiru wanders around the hallway with vacant eyes. Her cries are truly bizarre. Is she receiving a message? Or could that shriek itself be her transmission to the stars? These are interesting noises. Michiru draws near. Her lips are trembling violently, and her eyes seem to have rolled back in her head. Real talk. Somebody was paid to make these noises. Somebody literally went and got paid to make this noise. What? Alright, here's a little fun thing for you guys to try to do. Try to imagine the first thing that comes to your head that's not related to this. That this sound makes you think of. So just close your eyes, try to not think of Michiru, and just listen to this, and try to and just tell me in the comments what you guys think is the first thing that comes to mind. Got it? All right. She passes my hiding place and wanders off somewhere. It's been a long time since I wished desperately from the bottom of my heart. Please don't find me. She's left a slimy trail behind her, like a slug. I thought she was nothing more than a tsundere wannabe. To think she'd conduct such a mysterious ritual, clearly I need to handle her with more caution.
あなた、何してるの？そんなところで不自然に寝転がって。
We've been found. If it isn't Sakaki. Let me ask you instead, what are you doing standing up like that? As for me, I was just taking evasive action in response to a certain crisis.
危機？そう。大変なのね。
I stand up, brushing off the dust from my clothes picked up during my roll across the floor. Incidentally, what are your thoughts on excuse me. Extraterrestrial life? I know it's a difficult question, but I want to organize my own thoughts on the matter. Please let me hear your opinion. Sakaki answers my sudden question without hesitation.
そうね。来年には宇宙戦争が始まるわ。
What?
宇宙からのファーストコンタクト。それは思いもよらない形から始まる。最初は予兆、そして接触。人間たちは未知の恐怖に怯え、理解よりも警戒が勝ってしまう。その結果、人々は安らかな睡眠のために武器を手に取ることを選択するのよ。
A battle for survival, huh? Sometimes there's no room for any other choice, and there's an old saying, the first blow is half the battle.
でもナポレオンはこう言ってる。戦いは最後の5分間にある。
That should be true. I see where you're going with this.
宇宙戦争は人類の敗北という形で幕を引く。恐怖から逃れるために武器を取ることは間違っている。と最後に結んでその小説は終わったわ。
Novel. No, we were talking about a book?
当たり前じゃない。宇宙人についてなんて急に言われても答えようがないもの。
I see. My bad.
いいえ、別に。だけど、これからは廊下でのほふ前進は慎みなさい。
Crawling, is it? True, the low crawl they teach every SDF grunt is a method of advancing with your body pressed flat on the ground. So it's not surprising you'd see it that way. But I didn't advance even a single meter, now did I? Your powers of observation are still lacking, Sakaki Yumiko, my friend. That was what we call the prone position.
来年に宇宙戦争が起こるというのは本当でしょうか？
Sachi. Oh, it's Sachi. What, are you listening?
すみません。立ち聞きをしていたわけではないのですが、偶然耳に入ってしまって。
Sachi's anxious expression suggests that she took my conversation with Sakaki completely seriously. I'd say that depends on the contents of Michiru's reports. If she really is sending transmissions into space, their contents will decide our fate.
みちる様が宇宙と交信を？それは初耳です。
I gotta remember she takes everything literally. Humankind ravages nature and slaughters innocent animals to eat their corpses. If the aliens learn of our savage ways, we won't get off easy. If you want, we can go watch the crucial moment together.
はい、お供させていただきます。
Well now.
あうあうあう
I still can't get over this noise. There, you see? Hey, careful. Get any closer and you'll be in danger.
あの姿を見たのは初めてではありませんが、いつも通りショッキングです。
Listen, observe with caution. Can you see how her eyes have rolled back?
はい、白目を向いています。
Probably a sign she's under control of the mothership.
五感から、さすが風見さんです。そんなことがわかるなんて。
It's just some interesting perception and imagination we're actually using here, actually. It's only a hypothesis for the moment.
あれは何ですか？ひどく体をビクンビクンさせていますが。
She may be fighting with someone in the spirit world, but in the end, we're merely spectators. We can do nothing but watch over her battle.
みちる様、大変な状況だったんですね。私、そんなこととはつゆ知らずにおりました。
Her struggle, yeah. That's a struggle, alright. She already had a dab on the cream. Then again, we can also interpret this in a different
と
way.
言いますと、
That's a
ダ
dance.
ンス。
At a glimpse, it may look like she's going into convulsions, but there's also the possibility that she's simply working on her moves.
頭から液体を垂らしながら踊りの練習。みちる様は一味違いますね。
Liquid dripping from your head dance. What country is this from? If you think of it as a modern dance expressing her inner self, I'd say this is actually pretty on spot.
ですが、みちる様がダンスに精通しているなんて知りませんでした。踊っている姿を拝見したことがあまりないもので。
I had no idea oh, you really? We had no idea she was an expert in the field. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Amanda didn't pick up those cooking skills in a day either. Expertise is the result of hidden dedication to your craft. In other words, Michiru is sowing the seeds here and now for the future flowering of artistic accomplishment. Still can't handle that.
あんな必死なお顔で。みちる様の努力には感服いたします。いつか素敵な暗黒舞踏を見せていただきたいものです。
This sounds like more like of a dance of agony or something.
ねえ、二人で仲良く何してるの？
Look pretty friendly? What? Shh, keep it quiet.
今、みちる様のダンスの練習を見学していたところです。ダンス？どれどれ？ああ、なんだいつものあれじゃない。またやってるのね。
Doesn't it just bring a tear to your eye?
まあ、それはそうね。でも、ちょっと怖くて見たくないな。
Don't you understand the magnificence of these movements? Those movements, sorry. These steps express the terror of an invasion from outer space. Truly avant-garde.
わかんないわよ。ただ痛みを我慢してるようにしか見えない。
We straight up just called her a Philistine. Okay, sure. To think your fragility would extend to the fine arts as well.
ちょっと待ってよ。もうって何よ。もうって私不干渉じゃないでしょ。
No, really.
何よもう。あまねさん言ってしまわれましたね。
What a sad human being. Can't even appreciate this work of art. Or whatever it is. Since I'm basically just making stuff up here.
なるほど。
Okay, we bored yet?
いえ、まだ観察したいと思っています。
I see. You're passionate. I'm bored. Frankly, I got bored about 2 minutes in.
そうですか。では私も掃除を続けたいと思います。それでは失礼いたします。
Oh, I was like, I was like, where's the P? Oh, it's over there. Good work. If you observe any drastic changes with Mitsuru, make sure to report them to me.
はい。
As I'm leaving, it occurs to me that Mitsuru's movements are also similar to those of a zombie. If that woman is in fact one of the undead, I suppose I'll have to put a bullet in her head. Compared to walking the earth as a living dead, I'm sure she would want it that way. What is it with that noise? Somebody was paid to do that! When you take a walk like this, you realize just how wide a range of shops there is in town. Just for food, we've got butchers, fishmongers, greengrocers, and convenience stores. There's even 2 large supermarkets on either side of the station. In the town I was living in before, there was of course a shopping area, and its scale was adequate to avoid any problems in daily life, but it was overall a pretty compact district, and most of the stores were small family-owned businesses. Doesn't even bear comparison to what you find in a town fairly close to the metropolitan area, like this one. I don't intend to estimate the wealth of the town by its facade alone, but looking at the number of chic retailers of clothes, jewelry, and other non-essential luxury goods, you'll naturally get an idea of this place's relatively high-class population. So, as for what I'm currently doing in this affluent town, I've been on my way to buy curtains for my windows, heading to a hardware store Mani told me about. Had been. Yeah, past tense. I noticed a certain abnormality about 10 minutes ago. Specifically, someone was on my tail. I thought my imagination might have been acting up at first, but when I abruptly changed my course just to be safe, they came charging after me in a panic. There's no way this is a coincidence. There are 3 pursuers. Since they're following me in a group rather than dispersed individually, it's incredibly easy to tell. Pretending to look into the show window of a watch shop along the street, I casually glanced at their faces. But they weren't familiar in the slightest. And for a group with a grudge against my workplace, they seemed far too sloppy and dim-witted. Basically, they just look like a bunch of juvenile delinquents. Although naughty lads like this exist in any town, it feels like you could actually find more of them in well-off places like this, and they tend to be of a particularly ugly variety. They say the poor can't avoid manners, but I find that living in a place where everything you need is dropped in your lap tends to twist people in its own ways. Forget about hard work, and it's easy to fall into warped ways of thinking. Well then, what to do? What reason would they have for following me around? Although I've been thinking over it for a while, nothing is coming to mind. In which case, it would probably be best to ask them directly. Guess I'll lure them into some nice dark alley. Looking around my surroundings pretty casually, I'm startled when something unexpected catches my eye. Yeah, that is unexpected for sure. Shit. Why does she have to appear at this, of all times? No, it's nothing. Are you alone? Where's Amane? Amane said that? Cheeky girl. Well, what can I do about this shrimp? At this rate, she might get mixed up in this. I thrust my hand into the rear pocket of my school uniform and pull out 3 10,000 yen notes rolled up with a rubber band. It's hot today, isn't it? Machina feel like some ice cream.
晩ご飯の前に食べたらダメなのよ。アマネーに怒られるのよさ。
But Amane doesn't know it won't hurt her. I really want ice cream. Can you go buy some?
でも
Please, I'll explain it to Amane so she won't get mad at you, alright? I take Makina's hand and forcefully close it around 30,000 yen.
お金こんなにいっぱいいらないのよ。
Yeah, I don't think anyone needs that much. Really? Then go ahead and use the change to dabble in the stock market.
株に投資するには足りないと思う。
Probably. Well, you don't know about that. You might actually be able to get maybe 1 or 2. Depends on this company, of course, but that's a different story. Anyway, ice cream. Head over to the Baskin Robinson. Wow, Baskin Robson. On the other side of the station, make mine a caramel ribbon.
じゃあ私はラズベリーチーズケーキとパッポンストリートシャワーのダブルで。
Double or triple or whatever is fine. Get what you want.
それはとっても嬉しいのだけれども素朴な疑問があるのよさ。
What?
なんでお兄ちゃんは一緒に行かないの？
Because I'm too embarrassed to go into that place. Come on, get going.
何か釈然としないものが胸の奥でくすぶっているのだけれども、いい女は余計な質問をして男を困らせないものなのよ。
And trouble her man? What? Did Amane say that?
そう。
Cheeky girl.
じゃあ行ってくるのよさ。少しお時間がかかるかもしれませんが、しばしご歓談を。
Who am I gonna chat with? With who? While watching Makina trot off with the money clenched in her hand, I exhale slowly. The bunch following me doesn't show any signs of chasing after Makina and her money. In other words, they're not after me for my cash. If it's not about a robbery, then I guess that would leave a personal grudge or some sort of class resentment. Either way, not a particularly welcome situation. Well, whatever. After watching Makina disappear, I find an alley between a cleaner's and liquor store and casually turn it into it as if taking a shortcut.
おい、あいつどこ行った？逃げられたんか？だから言ったべよ。あいつやっぱ気づいてたんだって。
言ってる間に探せよボギー。ほんと使えねえなてめえら。
あ？てめえらって何よ？俺も入ってんの？何それ？リーダー気取り？てめえまたボコられてえの？あ？
These guys are very confrontational.
だからてめえ一度まぐれで勝ったぐらいで随分とビッグなマウス叩いちゃってくれちゃってんじゃんよ。あ？いいぜ来いよ。俺はいつでもやってやんよマジで。
やめろよ。今あんなことしてる場合じゃねえべよ。
I wonder why these guys are after us. Hey there.
てめえどこに隠れてやがった？
I have no idea who these three were supposed to be. Ah, behind those beer cases. You need something?
のこのこと自分から出てきやがって。なんか用か。だってよおめでたいやつだね。
Kind of look like well, the middle one looks like a street thug. The other two I don't know what to think of yet.
あんたそれ美浜学園の制服だよな。
Yeah, it is. What about it?
じゃああんたには悪いんだけどもよ。ボコらしてもらうわ。
What? Why would you do that?
あ？理由なんかねえよ。ただおめえをボッコボコにしてだけ。理
This
解
will be
できたか？
interesting.
あ？
Hey now, you're scaring me. Please stop. I can't stand violence.
悪く思うなよ。こっちも仕事なんでな。
Job?
ぐちゃぐちゃうるせえんだよ。
Were you beating me up or trying to kill me? One of you has a knife, the other one has a metal pipe of some sort, and apparently that guy brought a taser? So, we got a sharp object, a blunt object, and a tickling device. In an apparent attempt to intimidate me, the man fires a flashy burst of spark from a stun... That's a stun gun. No, that's a taser. The stun gun's a little bit different than that, but it's fine. The discharge of electrical energy scorches particles of dust in the atmosphere. A burning smell fills the air, prickling the depths of my nose. I close my eyes, and the next moment a siren rings out in my head. I'm in pouring rain, pushing through the mud at my feet, the taste of iron spreading through my mouth. Hiding my body from the light of flares, the knife dyed black in my hand, swallowing down my heart as it tries to leap out my mouth. If you want to protect something, first protect yourself. It seems the time has come to make use of my super self-defense technique.
なんだてめえ。おとなしくしてりゃ、命だけは助けてやんぞ。
Which one of you is man C? As the man raises... Okay, so it's Mr. Hawaiian shirt over here. As the man raises his stun gun and takes a fighting stance, I draw a huge breath into my lungs. And ringing out my voice to the limit, I scream. Help me!
てめえふざけんな。
Someone help! Call the police!
でけえ声出すんじゃねえよ。
Man's stun gun discharges a threatening pale bluish arc of electricity in my general direction. I reach out and gently grasp his outthrust hand as if trying to shake. I guess that's about what you'd expect. In this narrow alley, all three can't attack me at once. Maybe he planned for this sort of cramped space, or maybe it's just a coincidence for prioritizing ease of concealment. Either way, the iron pipe and the man with the black tank top's hand is cut very short, not well suited for disabling me with a single blow. That said, the guy next to him with the knife isn't much use either. It might look like the most dangerous of the bunch at a glance, but a weapon like that is actually a hindrance if he's not planning to kill me. In this situation, the flashiest, easiest to use weapon is also the most effective. The stun gun can stop me dead with a single attack. The ideal would be to fire off a single shot to eliminate my mobility and crush my fighting spirit. Then all three surround me and beat me senseless.
てめえ。てよ、離してこの野郎。ホモかてめえ。
Sure. No, that's not us at all. Now that's just rude. I don't go around holding hands with men for the fun of it. Though it looks like a casual light grasp, the truth is I've got a hold on a vital point of the hand he's holding the stun gun with. When I put pressure on this exact... Oh, he's got a 49er. Nice. That's nice. He can't push or pull as long as he's maintaining his grip. If he were to pull back hard using the weight of his body, he could rip his hand free. But I'm controlling his center of gravity as well, so that's sadly not an option.
おい何やってんだ。さっさとやっちまえ。
くそ。離せよ。
It's not like I'm grabbing you that hard. You're just the monkey with the hand stuck in a jar. Might as well just drop the banana, right? At my words, the man's firm grip on his stun gun weakens for just an instant. In the moment I feel the loosening from his proximal phalanx bones, I didn't think I'd actually have to pronounce those, I twist his wrist sharply upward and dig my thumb hard into the side of his hand. By first extending the joints of his wrist, then attacking them with pinpoint pressure on my finger, I've completely disabled his ability to maintain a grip. The stun gun slips out of his hand. Whoops! Catching the stun gun as it falls from the man's hand, I jerk his arm upward to immobilize his elbow joint, then push him hard against the pile of beer cases stacked along the wall. The facial expressions have changed in the other two here. I mash the man's face against the beer cases while maintaining my incapacitating wrist hold. In the next moment, I push the stun gun against the scruff of his neck and throw the switch without hesitation. One down.
てめえ
Here, catch. As the next man raises his short iron pipe above his head like a hammer, I abruptly toss the stun gun in his direction, throwing him off balance. Nice.
おお
The man reaches out in a panic to try to receive the stun gun. Been a while since I've used such a bunch of I've seen such a bunch of clowns. I kick my knee sharply into his virtually defenseless abdomen. Yeah, that'll do it.
おい
Instantly doubling over his belly, in an instinctive attempt to protect the place he's been attacked, the man's chin sticks out as if begging to be kicked. Oh god, that's gonna hurt. Well, if you insist. The air that was in the man's lungs squirts out from through his nose as his eyes roll back into his head. He crumbles face first onto the ground. I'll give you 2 seconds. Drop the knife.
来るなこっち来んな
1,
悪かったもうやめるだから
2.
うわ
The man throws the knife in his hand aside and stumbles backward in a blind panic, trying to escape. And where are you going? I quickly trample down on his foot from above, sealing his movement, then strike hard at the base of his throat with the joint of my right thumb. His throat crushed in the middle of his breath, the man's momentarily compressed trachea sticks shut under the inward pressure from his lungs, rendering breathing temporarily impossible. As the man claws desperately at his throat, his eyes bulge open wide and release a flood of tears. He falls with a thud onto his backside. I don't think we were done with our chat. You have to be a patient kid and listen to what the others have to say, or you won't get any snacks, okay? Glancing sidelong at the man as he grasps his throat with both hands and flails his legs on the ground, I crouch down and pick up the knife he tossed away. Well, if your throat happens to get cut, you won't be able to eat your snacks anyway, I guess. I've got questions, so would you be so kind as to answer? What? Can't talk? Want me to open a hole in your lung? It'll release the air pressure so you can breathe nice and easy. The man responds to my offer by violently shaking his head from side to side. Don't worry, you've got 2 perfectly good lungs. Getting a hole poked in one won't kill you. As I stand looking down on him with the knife in one hand, the man scrabbles desperately at the ground, trying to put some distance between us. Seriously, where do you think you're going? You want me to make it physically impossible for you to run? Just answer my questions.
でも答える
First question. Who gave you the orders? One of you said that this was your job, right? But you didn't show any interest in a little girl with money in her hand, so this wasn't a stick-up. Somebody asked you, right? To beat the shit out of me in particular.
俺は知らないんだそこの鉢巻きの男が持ってきた仕事だあんたをボコれば30万くれるって俺はただ一緒に来れば10万やるって言われて何も知らずについてきただけなんだ
Scoot up. Should talk to him instead of you. Still grasping the knife in my hand, I glance back at the man with the bandana. He's flat on the asphalt, his eyes rolled all the way back in his head, drooling from the mouth. Well, whatever. Next question. Did you come after me knowing who I am? Do you know my name?
知らないただ駅前で美浜学園の制服を着た男がいたらボコれってそう言われただけで名指しだったわけじゃない
Well, that's as expected. The first thing these guys asked me was about the Mihama uniform. That's evidence that they were targeting a male Mihama Academy student, rather than Kazumi Yuji. That said, I'm the only male student at Mihama Academy at the moment, so ultimately I was the specific target. But considering the bunch of clowns they sent, it's hard to think this had any connection to anyone with a grudge related to my job. So who the hell, and for what reason? First things first. Doesn't seem like I'm going to get anything useful out of you, does it? In that case, might as well finish this one off. Wake up Banana Man, Bandana Man, and squeeze it out from him.
やめろやめてくれ何をする気だ俺を殺すのか
Don't get so worked up. Rest assured, I don't kill people. Well, sometimes they might wish I had, by the time I'm through. What are you quivering about? Are you that scared to die? I realize that I'm still gripping the open knife in my hand. Ah, my bad. I'll get this back later. I release the folding knife's lock and shut the blade away with a snap. But I'd recommend not carrying toys like this around. Having one on hand makes you want to use it. With something like this in your pocket, your mouth gets smarter. You start swaggering around, picking stupid fights with people, and if you lose control, you'll end up doing something you can't take back. He's probably just trying to look cool, but depending on a toy like this to prop up your ego seems pathetic from where I stand.
そこで何をしている
The blinding beam of a flashlight shines through the dim alley in my face, and I instinctively shield my
全
eyes.
員路地から出ろおかしな真似はするなよ
Yeah, no need to scream. I'm not an old man. My ears work just fine.
なんだまたあんたか
That's my line. I have to say, though, the police force in this town is really pretty impressive. Did you hear my scream?
ここで喧嘩が起きていると通報があったんだよまさかと思って来てみりゃやっぱりあんたか
What's that supposed to mean? Almost sounds like you think of me as that guy who's going to cause trouble sooner or later. Talk about rude.
みたいなも何もそのままだいつかやらかすとは思っていたがこんなに早いとはなさすがの俺も予想外だったあとにかく署まで来てもらおうか
Come on now, I'm the victim here, you know.
だったらその手にしたものは何だ武器を捨てろ無駄な抵抗はやめろ
Still holding the knife I took from the man in my hand. Guess I won't be able to talk myself out of this one. Damn it, guess that's that.
お兄ちゃんどうしたの
And of course, she had to ask to come back at this exact moment. When I turn around, I find Makina standing behind me, ice cream cones in both hands.
この子はあんたの妹か
No, I guess you'd call her my classmate.
あんたクラスメートの女の子にお兄ちゃんって呼ばせてるのか
Well... For some reason, I've got the feeling this policeman's mental image of me is getting worse by the second.
とにかく署まで来てもらうぞ
Yeah, no kidding, it definitely is getting worse by the second. Yeah, fine.
お兄ちゃん
Don't worry, it's not like I'm getting arrested. I'll be back as soon as I explain the situation. So you go ahead and head home. I drop a hand on Makina's head with a gentle thump, and use my other hand to take the ice cream cone she bought for me. Thanks for the ice cream. You got her worried to heck
そ
now.
の子も関係者だろう勝手に返しちゃ困るな
I said I'd come, didn't I? She doesn't have anything to do with this. Go ahead, Makina.
死なないで
I'm not going off to war. Don't make that face, I'll be back soon. Poor Makina. When I give her back a light push, Makina slowly walks away, pushing several times to glance back at me. Pausing several times to glance back at me, not pushing. After watching her disappear around the corner, I turned to face the policeman.
随分と似合わんな
Even I can be kind to children when the mood strikes.
そうじゃないそれだよ
The policeman points at my hand, where I'm holding my caramel ribbon cone. Mind your business. I sink my teeth into the ice cream Makina brought me. Technically both words worked there, but whatever. Alright, that was a little bit longer than I anticipated. Then again, I wasn't expecting a fight scene to kick up there, so alrighty then. Anyway, that'll be it for this episode of the Fruit of Grisaia. A little bit longer than I intended. I know I always talk about trying to keep the episodes at 30 minutes, so... I guess I couldn't have planned this one out, could I? So... Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next live streamer video that I do. Until then, I will catch every single one of you guys again later on.